the Young Bucks?
The Young Bucks, I think they represent what a lot of today's younger generation does. Look, so many things swirling here, and I don't want to sound like just the old guy that's going to crap on something. Again, through contemporary lens, kids today, my kids included, my phone's over there charging, but they spend their day doing this, right? And they think that it is so earth-shatteringly important that the world hear what Shane Douglas is thinking right now. So I got to go take my dog for a walk, but I'm going to stop here and try taking my dog for a walk. Now the whole world knows I'm taking my dog for a walk. Who gives a shit that I'm taking my dog for a walk? The narcissism of it is astounding to me. Why not say, hey, we got this big match coming up, or, here's how we're getting ready for this match, or this is what happened last weekend, or whatever. It's not that. And I think because that there's a narcissist factor that comes in, that everybody has to hurry up and get on this thing and tell my side of the story and get everybody in camp. So these people are with me and those people are against me, or maybe just keep it quiet and not air it. Maybe have some class and some tact. My take on the Bucks is they fill a need there that AEW seems to be reaching for. The people that can get online and draw an audience and pull the audience that way. For the life of me, I cannot understand why Vince does this. I cannot understand WWE. I keep saying Vince, probably always will. Or why AEW does this. Here we give you this pay-per-view, we give you this TV show. Half hour later, we're going to be on the internet stooging everything we just did and giving you the kayfabe side of it. If you and I are angled for WrestleMania, and we being the company, spent millions of dollars and hours of time prepping the audience to see you kick my ass or vice versa, what sense then does it make for the week leading up to WrestleMania, you and I to be at WrestleMania Experience in tuxedos having a glass of beer together? Right? It just pulls the rug out from everything. I mean, be there, have your beer, but don't be standing right next to me doing it and the same thing back. I'll never get that side of it. I think the Bucks are representative of their generation, where my generation was taught, unless you are 100% certain you can hit this spot safely, you don't do it. And there were a lot, you rarely ever in my career see me kip up. I was taught that from a very early age in the business. Promoters would often want me to do that in the ring. I didn't do it because not one time out of 100 I would miss it. I wouldn't quite get it. And as a result of that, I was afraid to try it in front of the camera and then look like a real dumbass, right? The kids today, Bucks included, do some very dangerous stuff in the ring. And I'll give you an example. When they had the four-way tag match and the one kid got knocked out because the Bucks hit him in the wrong place. You have a doctor sitting at ringside. You have a guy who's clearly knocked out cold here in the ring, and people still bumping all around him. What if this guy has a neck injury, or he broke his back? You just paralyzed or killed him. And then finally, one of the kids trying to do the right thing, not the Bucks, but one of the other kids, grab him by the hand and drag his lifeless body over, which in medical terms is the absolute last thing you ever do, right? And the doctor sitting right there and watching the whole thing. The handful of times I've watched them, they take these crazy bumps, on the apron up in the air, landing on your chin and the body folding up backwards. When you're young, you can do that. You might do that spot with the knee injury. And I'm sure you've ridden your motorbike around down there quite a bit. All it takes is one, right?
Yep.
And in that, first of all, an apron doesn't give. That's the most unforgiving part of the ring. It's not going to give you any bounce or give. So you land on your chin and land that way. All it takes is your head being turned an eighth or quarter of an inch this way or that way, and you end up quadriplegic. Again, I'm all about the safety. And I think those kids, again, from my scant watching of AEW stuff, seem, not just them, but a lot of their generation, to just do this crazy. If you land, great. If you don't, sorry. And that doesn't suffice to me. The last thing in the world I want to do is ever, really cripple somebody up or do real harm to them. And let's face it, what we do in the ring is dangerous enough as it is to not want to just voluntarily slough off that safety factor. Like, that's no longer important. So I think for them, like in their promo style, they fill that bill for what the online kids want to see, and they certainly have a draw and affinity to that. They, to me, need to start to represent what it is they seem to be in the company. If Tony Khan's made them executive vice presidents, what exactly are they doing as executive vice presidents to earn that extra pay? At that age in the business, I would have had a snowball's chance in hell of figuring out what I was supposed to do. It's nice if you want to be cool and say, okay, give a big paycheck and a fancy title. If that's what it is, it's probably wrong, because the other kids in the dressing room are wondering, why are these guys making that much more than us and have these titles? It becomes a cancer. Sorry to go long-winded on that, but I didn't want to just go straight down the list and make it sound like I was just crapping on them, because they do bring something to the table for them, right?